making is kind of like my version of like a savory mince, but like savory kangaroo.
There's pain in the struggle, and there's beauty in the pain. So if love is a struggle, I guess there's beauty in everything. There's peace in a heartbreak, and there's fire in the rain. So if everything means nothing these days, baby, then let it rain on me. Let it rain on me. Just let it rain on me. Let it rain on me. Just let it rain on me. 3 a.m. and I keep waking up from the same dream.
Good morning. I'm currently on my easy run. I was meant to do this yesterday, but I got my period yesterday. So I just decided to do it today. It's Wednesday today. And I'm going very slow. And my heart rate is staying pretty good, but far out. I feel like so shit. But we can get it done. I definitely would have skipped today otherwise probably. Because I'm like, oh, we are training for this half marathon. We are 2.2 kilometers in. So 6k, easy run. And it's also like really overcast. And it was kind of cold, but now it's really hot and like muggy almost. So we got this. Walk up this hill. I got my shoes in too the other day, well, Monday, and I opened it. The first thing I saw was women 8.5, and I'm like a size 7 in shoes. If it's a sandal, I'm a size 6. So I was like, oh no. So what I've done is like accidentally, because I didn't realize that the sizing was in men's sizing, they sent me a men's size 7, not a women's size 7. So I had to send that back. That's not a problem, but I was just so excited for them. So hopefully they arrive this week. So yeah, because it's Wednesday already. I'm gonna keep going. This is the fit. Okay.
Am I in focus? That's better. I was like, I swear I'm not in focus. Okay, we are showered, feeling good. Looking back, the run wasn't as bad as I thought it was. I did do a pretty good of managing my heart rate. My average heart rate was 140, which is pretty good for me. But there's also nothing better than a fresh eyebrow tint and a fresh lash tint. It's such a gloomy day today, like raining and it's like super overcast. My plan was to try and get up at like 4:45 and go for like a sunrise run because I haven't really done that yet. But you know when it's like still dark outside but you can tell that there's not going to be a sunrise? So I was like, okay. So went for a run at more like 6:30, but I'm gonna make some breakfast, do a little bit of work, and then I might do like a little gym session. We've actually got stuff in our garage, like some dumbbells and a bench and stuff. So I might do like a little workout because I haven't been making the gym a priority. I think I went to the gym once last week and I'm so frustrated myself because I'm so proud of the running aspect, but I really want to maintain the gym aspect as well. I really need to make sure I'm like being proactive with it. This is like something that I want to do. Like I want to push myself. I want to be doing running and weights. That's really important to me. So also PSA, this is the best kimchi ever. It's the Keep It Cleaner kimchi. I honestly though need to try and make my own kimchi. Kimchi is expensive. This is $10. This has been my go-to breakfast for the past like 3 weeks. I'm obsessed with it. And if you watched, I don't know what vlog it was, but I tried kangaroo for the first time because one of the things that I'm doing for my gut health and whatnot is trying to eat more red meat. And I wanted to give kangaroo a go because I'd never tried it. And I tried like the kangaroo steak. Well, they also have kangaroo mince and I am obsessed with it. I kind of cook it up in a big thing like this and I just have it in the fridge. It is so high in protein, it's so good for you, really, really high in iron, which is like the big one for me. So what I've been making is kind of like my version of like a savory mince, but like savory kangaroo. Since like introducing obviously the kangaroo, I'm eating a lot more like fatty fish. I definitely feel like my energy levels are really, really good. Apart from when I was like premenstrual, I was quite tired. And I definitely think adding the kangaroo has really helped. But please take that with a grain of salt because people get very upset at some things that I say when it comes to food. This is just my personal experience. I do like 125 grams of the mince, and then I put some of this coconut aminos just like over the top of it. And then I remembered that spring onion exists a month ago and I've been obsessed with it because I do find that sometimes like regular onion can irritate my tummy. I'm gonna chuck the mince in the microwave for like 30 seconds. And then my obsession, the everything bagel seasoning from Mingle. You can get this at Woolies. It just makes everything so much better. Hello. Some sweet chili sauce. And then I'm gonna add a little bit of kimchi. And that has been my obsession. That has been my breakfast every day for like a month. We love it, Charles.
I wish that it were different now, but that's how it's gotta be, so let it rain on me. Let it rain on me. Just let it rain on me. Let it rain on me. Just let it rain on me. Let it rain on me. Just let it rain on me. Let it rain on me. Just let it rain on me.
Good morning, happy Thursday. I do not know where this week's gone. I also don't know where April has gone. It is the 20th of April today. Yesterday was an emotional day. I'm gonna put a little Q&A in this vlog. I don't know when, but it'll be here somewhere. In case any of you are wondering, just based on how I'm going, kind of like the month before my birthday, I was kind of going through a very emotional and really hard period, just mentally and you know, a lot going on behind the scenes and in my personal life, and I feel like a little bit of it is coming back now. Like I really felt some of it yesterday. I think I'm feeling a little bit better today. Sometimes I go through phases of feeling really lost, not sure what to do, how to make myself feel better. There's a lot more that goes into it, but it's just sometimes everything just hits you and I find it really hard to kind of get out of that like negative headspace. And yeah, the second half of yesterday was really bad. Oh, hello. Good morning. I am happy though because I feel like training for this half marathon is really helping my mental health. Although a couple people have commented, I deleted the comments because it was really mean on my TikTok about me saying why I wanted to run, just like trying to bring me down. And I was like, oh, like I would never ever in a million years comment something nasty on someone else's post. I just cannot fathom that. And the fact that people do it and people do it all the time, not necessarily to me, but just in general, is wild. Like just being mean for no reason or just hating on someone for sharing something that they're excited about doing. That is just so awful to me. Anyway, I do need to do a food shop today. I don't know whether to do it like now because it's kind of like, it's 10 a.m. now, so like the morning rush is kind of over, or if I wait a little bit longer and do a bit of work. Although I don't really have much work to do. Despite having a really hard day yesterday, I have been pretty productive this week in terms of getting stuff done. I do need to get another run in today though, and I haven't done it yet. It's an interval session, so I definitely want to make sure I'm doing that, but this is the fit today. I'm wearing the STAX parachute pants, and then this little crop from STAX too, and then hair is kind of like ball sack vibes but with some spikes, slicked back. And we're doing no makeup today because I don't want to put makeup on. This is my skin at the moment. It's not too bad, but it's not the best it's been. The one thing that is so difficult with these nails is writing. Like, I kind of have to hold my pen like this. 20, yeah? I have a post that needs to go live tonight. I will have to set a reminder for that because whenever it comes to like posting stories and posts on Instagram, if I don't set a reminder, my dumbass will forget. Reminders on my phone is like the only digital type of calendar or like system like that I use. And then everything else I like to write down because writing it down just physically imprints it on my brain. So I need to post my whoosh post tonight. Interval run. Am I gonna get that done today? I do need to do it today, Thursday. If I don't do it today, I'm gonna have to run Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Alright, let's go. Let it rain, let it rain, let it rain all night.
Close my eyes and lightning strikes, so I won't sleep till I get it right. Let it rain, let it rain, let it rain all night. Just let it rain on me. Let it rain on me. Just let it rain on me. Let it rain on me. Just let it rain on me. Let it rain down. Let it rain on me. Just let it rain down. Just let it rain on me. Let it rain on me. Just let it rain on me. Let it rain on me. Just let it rain on me. Let it rain on me. Just let it rain on me. Let it rain down. Let it rain on me. Just let it rain down.
Alright, this is everything that I picked up. I got some mushrooms, carrots, cucumber, and a red bell pepper. These are so good. They're the Proud and Punch chocolate, that's bananas, ice blocks. Really good ingredients and they taste like chocolate and banana. It's so good. I got some more kangaroo. This is how it comes. It literally just comes in a big bag like this. Some snacky bits. Got these. I had one in the car. They're like little protein balls and they are really, really nice. These are Karma Bites. It says popped lotus seeds, peri peri flavor. So we'll give those a go. Got some more Dijon mustard. Some nori sheets. I got some brown rice crackers. These are seaweed. Try these actually. They're a lot thicker than I thought they'd be. I like that. I got some more almond milk. This has been my favorite almond milk at the moment. It's the Pure Harvest unsweetened almond milk because a lot of nut milks can sometimes have like lots of different ingredients in there that's not necessarily great for you. Again, this is just what I'm doing for my gut health and everything. I'm not saying you can't have those nut milks, but this is just me. This is literally filtered water, organic whole activated almonds, organic brown rice, plant calcium, and sea salt. And finally, I got a bottle of mixed berry kombucha because we love, this is not cold though. And that is everything that I got from the supermarket. Washed my hair since last Sunday and it's Sunday today. An official good morning. Happy Sunday. It is almost 11 a.m. It has been so windy for the past couple days, so I don't know if you're going to hear any wind outside, but it's freaking hectic. When I went on my run yesterday, I literally felt like I was going to be blown away. But I'm gonna get ready for the day. I'm gonna do very, very simple makeup. But I wanted to answer some questions that I asked you to send through on my Instagram. So, let's start with a little bit of moisturizer. Someone said, how is balancing your hormones going? What has helped so far? Pretty sure I have another catch-up call with my nutritionist next week, and I think we'll have a little bit more insight because we've got the results back from my bloods that I did and my stool test that I did. I'm just gonna mix together bronzer and that and just put that on. So we added a couple supplements based on my bloods and stuff, but we'll be able to kind of go through and tailor it more to me in our next catch up, which is really good. But as far as like how I think my hormones are going, I definitely think I've noticed a difference in the bloating situation, because I find that when I don't actually like adhere to what I'm supposed to do, I do notice a difference in my bloating. So I need to make sure that I'm actually doing it, because knowing me, like I will know what to do, but I'll be lazy and not do it, or just kind of do what I've always done and it's not going to change. As far as my skin goes, I definitely think it's definitely not too bad at the moment, but I definitely think it's got room to improve still. Like I wouldn't say we're there yet by any means with the skin, but everything else seems to be going really, really well. I'm very proud of myself, because one of my big things has been to try and reduce artificial sweeteners. Also, disclaimer, like this is just me, it's me and my gut. Artificial sweeteners really upsets my gut, but I've really been trying hard to reduce it, not cut it out by any means, because that's probably impossible, but I've been really working hard on reducing it, and I think that has made a big difference in just like stomach pain. If I had too much artificial sweetener in like a day, I would get really bad stomach cramps and like bloating, and I just feel so much better in myself for not having any of that. I don't have Coke no sugar anymore, no Pepsi Max, and I feel so much better. Again, doesn't mean I'm not going to have it ever again, but it's just the way that I'm going about things at the moment while I'm trying to heal my gut, and I think it's working. So someone said, how did you build your endurance running? I definitely wouldn't say I have phenomenal endurance, but it's definitely improved like a heap since starting. I started running end of last year, but honestly I reckon my running has improved more in the 2 weeks. I mean, I can say that now because it's like I'm definitely better at it, but I honestly feel like I've improved more in this last 2 weeks than I have overall, now that I'm following like a specific plan. So I think if you're serious about wanting to improve your running, then getting a running plan is really helpful. Like I said, I'm using the app called Runner, RUNNA, and I feel like it's been really helpful. Yesterday I actually did 2 runs because I had a very emotional, bad mental health week. So I didn't do much running, but I felt really good yesterday, and I did my interval run in the morning, and then in the evening I was like, I'm just gonna go for a run. I didn't really think anything of it, and I ended up doing a 10k, and that was probably the best run I've ever had in my life. I felt like I was on top of the world. I got a new PB. I did it in 1 hour and 8 minutes, which is like 4 minutes faster than my previous PB. I'm also just going on like the way that I felt. I felt like there was a point after that 6-7k mark, I felt so good, and I was running like fairly fast for me, and I could hold it, and I was like, I've never felt endurance like this before, where I feel fine, like my lungs felt really good, my legs were feeling good. I think a big factor in it was the fact that I had obviously like gone through my day, eaten my food, so I had a lot more energy when it comes to like endurance. I think that made a big difference. So I feel like when I do my long runs, definitely having like an actual meal beforehand is something that I want to implement, and like will be really handy for the half marathon. But I think at the end of the day, the way you build endurance is just to keep training, keep practicing. The more you do something, the better at it you're going to get, and following a running plan, because it teaches you to do your easy runs, to run at certain speeds, because it's very specific for a reason, because you're training your body. Instead of just going balls to the wall every single run, you're not necessarily going to improve in the most efficient way, rather than doing it following a plan. Easy runs, I'm pretty sure, is like the thing that really helps you get faster, which is funny because easy runs are the best. You just kind of go out, you want to be very slow. The amount of times that I look at my watch and I'm like, oh god, are you going too fast? Which is so funny. So yeah, that's what I have to say. Someone said, how did you and your boyfriend meet? I think I've spoken about this before on my channel, I'm pretty sure. I definitely spoke about it on TikTok, but basically we met on Hinge. Like I've mentioned previously, I was kind of going on like a few, have I got food on my face? What was that? I went on a few different dates, really wasn't feeling any of them, and I was like quite disheartened. Literally right from the get-go, even as we were messaging, I was like, yeah, you seem much more up my alley. And then I can't even tell you how long we were talking for online, probably only a couple days before we like set up a time to meet, because I find that if you talk to someone for too long on these apps, nothing usually comes of it. When I was a lot younger and like a little bit dumb. I would have talking stages with these people for months and then they'd never go anywhere, and I'm like, I've just invested all this time into nothing. So definitely recommend, like, if you're interested in a person and they seem keen to, definitely organize something ASAP. But yeah, we went out to dinner. I really liked him and he really liked me back too, but I am such an impatient person, and I was like, I don't know whether I should ask him out on a second date, because I'm the type of person to do that. Like, I will be forward and say like, I want to do that again. And I remember asking like my mom, Elise, and they were kind of like, oh, like maybe just like leave it a little bit longer, because I'm pretty sure this was like the very next day. It was either the very next day or the day after, and I was like, I'm just gonna do it, screw it. So I messaged him and said, hey, do you want to go play mini golf? Oh my god, it's getting so hot in here. I asked if he wanted to go play mini golf and he was like, yeah, like that'd be great. And I was like, okay, didn't like scare him off, which in hindsight, should I have waited a little bit longer? Maybe. But I think if the person also really wants to see you, then there's probably not going to be an issue. Like, they'll probably think it's really nice that you like want to see them again so soon too. We went and did that and had like a classic like 6-hour-long date. You just end up talking about everything. Those are honestly like the best. That's the best feeling, when you like really start connecting with a person. You just talk and talk and talk. And I think we would stay up until like 2 in the morning, and we've been inseparable ever since. We've been together for, it's coming up to 7 months, which is wild, like crazy. And honestly, like within the second date, I was like, yeah, you are it, my friend. You will meet him one day, I promise. It's definitely nice to have that level of privacy when it comes to a partner, especially after last time. It was just not a nice situation for me, but very different this time. Someone said, how is your mental health feeling now? Like, how are you feeling overall? Like I said, I had a very tough mental health week, the week just gone. Feeling very, very low. Haven't felt this low in a while. I definitely think it correlates to my period. I find that when I have too much time to think, I tend to spiral and I freak out and I just really like catastrophize everything, and I just think that everything's going badly and I just really struggle. Right before my birthday, I went through a bit of a tough patch, and then I've been like kind of cruising ever since. Yeah, this week was just not a good week. I think making sure that you have really supportive people around you is very important. I know that talking to other people about like struggling with mental health can be really daunting, because you just feel like you don't want to burden them. Sometimes it's helpful to think like, if they were in this position, how would you react? Like, of course you would be so supportive and so welcoming, and my boyfriend's definitely super supportive, which is really, really helpful, and I really look to him for that support. And yeah, I guess I'm okay. Training for this marathon's helping a lot, because it just gives me something to think about other than my emotions and how I'm feeling. Which, is that bad? Don't know. I think I'm just taking it like 1 week at a time rather than looking at the whole picture. Sometimes when I look at the whole picture, I do freak out a little bit. Yeah, we're not great, definitely been better, but one week at a time. Someone said, what are your goals for running the marathon, the half marathon? I don't really have a time in mind. I think I will probably have more of a time in mind when I get closer to the date, because obviously I only just finished like my 2nd week of training. So it's hard to say like, I want to run this time. I could be completely wrong in saying this, but like maybe doing a sub 2.5 hour would be cool. But that also means that I'm essentially running 2 10Ks at about an hour. And I did my 10K yesterday, that was 1 hour and 8 minutes. I think I'm definitely going to improve so much between now and the marathon, the half marathon. So I don't know. Definitely sub 3 hour, but I think I can do that. Someone said, would you move to the Gold Coast with your boyfriend, or do you want to stay in Brisbane? Oh, this is such a hard one. I definitely see myself moving within the next like 2 years. Like, I think because I built my house like in my hometown, which I don't regret doing at all. I'm very, very grateful to be in the housing market. However, I definitely am feeling that like I just want to escape. I want to leave my hometown. I want to like move to the city or move to the Gold Coast. I don't think I can see myself moving to the Gold Coast at this point in my life. I think with the Gold Coast, I like the beach aspect of it, but I don't know if I like the Gold Coast itself. I like the vibe and everything, but I'm like, can I see myself living there? I don't know. But at the same time, I can. And like last time when I went and I stayed for my birthday, I was like, I would love to live here. But I really want to almost like do a staycay in Brisbane and like live there for like a month. Get like an Airbnb or something, just so I can see what it's like. Almost like test the waters a little bit, which I actually think is a very good idea in terms of like knowing if I would want to live like in the city, which I probably wouldn't even do because I've got Charlie, but I definitely think I lean more towards Brisbane because I love Brisbane. We'll see where this journey takes us, but I'm definitely having that, like, I want to escape my hometown. I'm also not selling this house, by the way. I think some people ask, like, you just moved, like, why would you sell your house? I'm not gonna sell my house. Like, this would remain an investment property. Like, Elise and her partner would live here if I moved out. Like, yeah. Hello?
Oh, sorry. Do you have a phone holder in here?
I think it's in my beauty room in, like, the wardrobe.
Oh yeah, okay.
Someone said, do you prioritize Charlie's fitness and health as well as yours? I never really film when I take Charlie on a walk because most of the time I don't take my phone with me because it's like my time to just completely forget about it. I also take like food with me, like a little fanny pack, because Charlie is definitely a reactive dog, so I'm like very aware of like what I'm doing and everything. So I'm definitely not like thinking about filming when I'm usually walking her. I do sometimes, but yeah, it's just something that I don't document, and I find it funny that people think because I don't show it in my vlog that it doesn't happen. Like, you guys see such a small fraction of my life. Just trust that yes, Charlie gets lots of walks, she gets lots of love. Someone said, what podcasts would you recommend? I'm very weird with my podcasts. I only like a handful. The Hamish and Andy podcast has definitely been like my number one of this year. I've almost caught up to like the current day because I think they've got like 200 and something episodes, and I started listening like end of last year. It's just like, it's Hamish and Andy. They're so funny. Like, the podcast just reminds me of like driving home from school, and they did like Hamish and Andy driving you home type of stuff, and it's just such a laugh. So definitely recommend those guys. The Running Channel is a really good podcast in terms of like running. The Girls Bathroom is a good one. I don't listen to it as much anymore as I used to. Crime Junkie, classic. I'll go through phases with Crime Junkie where I'll be like really into it and then I won't listen to it for like months. Love Crime Junkie. What else do I listen to actually? I also just made a running playlist. If you want to check that out, it'll be linked in my Spotify, my link tree. I also love Life Uncut. Again, don't listen to it as often as I used to. Those are really the main ones. I don't have like 1,000,001 podcasts that I listen to. Someone asked what happened to your helix and daith piercings. They just would not heal. I don't know if it's just because of the way that my past like cartilage piercings have been done, or the fact that I just don't heal them very well. But I've currently only got lobe piercings because my daith would not heal. Like, it was so infected, and I know you're not meant to take out like infected piercings. It's okay. It's like, it's healed fine. Same thing with my tragus. Just, it would not heal. Was it this side or this side? I can't even remember. My cartilage piercings would not heal. It was a nightmare, and it was so painful. Like, existing with piercings that just refuse to heal is the most painful thing. So I just had to make the decision to take them out, and I was like, oh, it's heartbreaking. So I'm just kind of like living with my 4 at the moment. I do have a stacked piercing on this one too. I did have it on this side, but when we flew to London, which actually is tomorrow a year ago, it must have fallen out on the flight and it closed up. I wish I still had them, but I just, my comfort was taking a beating. So someone has said, what helps you start to feel fresh when you feel the lowest? I think this one is very fitting just based on how I've been feeling this past week. I think the big thing that helps me is just to stop. I know we don't all have the luxury of just stopping, like you have to work, or, you know, we have commitments and stuff, but sometimes I'm just like, just stop, sometimes I just need to take a day and just relax. So I did that on Friday, and I actually started and finished a book all in one day. I read Verity by Colleen Hoover, which I think I'm literally the last person on earth to read that. And I liked it, I will say. I didn't froth it though. I don't think I'm qualified to like give my opinion on books, but it was okay. Like, I did like it, but I don't know. And it was so nice to read. And I know, like, duh, of course it is, Conagh, but it was so nice to be off my phone. I think the biggest thing for me, and I really need to work on it, is like getting off my phone. It's kind of like a double-edged sword because it does, you know, it's my work. I do a lot of my work on my phone, but TikTok, getting off that app, I think I really need to work on it because TikTok's great. I love making TikToks. It's such a good place, but you can just get sucked in all day. You can just be on TikTok, and that's so unhealthy. For me, I don't want to be doing that. So when I was reading, I was just like, oh, it's like how you feel when you do exercise. Like, it feels good, and like it might feel like a chore at the start, but like when you're in it, it feels good usually. Like going on a really nice run. I really would love to like hold on to this reading jam. Wouldn't really say I'm in like a jam yet, but that definitely helped me disconnect from my phone for sure. I can't even claim that as like advice because it's like, it's almost common sense. But it's funny because the things that do help, they're so cliche, but they're cliche for a reason. Completely disconnecting from your phone is honestly so good. It would be amazing for me to implement like no phone Sundays or something, or a day where I just don't touch my damn phone. At least when I'm kind of feeling like I'm so overwhelmed by everything, because it's so easy to compare yourself and get really down if like things aren't going the way you want them to, or you're comparing numbers because, you know, this is my job. It's so exhausting, and you just constantly like never feel good enough. So it's like, why would I sit there and look at something that's gonna make me feel bad? Like, I know that there's so much content on there that does the opposite, that inspires you and everything like that. But yeah, I think I need a bit of a break from the old phone. Brow gel. I also just booked a hotel to stay in for the half marathon, which is exciting because the half marathon starts at 6:15 a.m. There's no way we could drive to the Gold Coast. I mean, we could, but I'd be getting up so early trying to time when to eat and stuff. Like, no, I think it's just so much easier to stay the night before. I made sure like I booked a room with a kitchen, so like we have control of food. I definitely want to test like before my long runs having like a good meal, waiting like a couple hours and then running, because I think, yeah, that just completely changed how my legs felt in terms of endurance. I feel like I could have kept going, honestly, after that 10k. But every other time I've done a 10k, I have felt destroyed. I mean, you can also just relate it to the fact that I'm getting better. Like, my legs are getting used to it, so I don't know. Alright, that is my makeup. Ooh, I definitely want to do like a girls advice and like girly chats video, or like a Q&A section in a vlog one time. I think that would be really fun. This is just the Fix and Glow from Revolution. And that's the look. Alright.
Slow down, hold on tight now. It's okay to meet me at the front line. I've got cold feet, winter.
There's weevils in the sun. Now I'm shooting their comrades. Pretty great.
Down on the Friday. I was meant to meet you at your mom's house, so I apologize.